United States.
For every exchange you follow, Worldwide Exchange, weekdays 4 a.m. Eastern on CNBC.
Well, investing in commodities for years. Remember that lull? It was about as interesting as watching corn grow, but times have changed. It's now an active way for investors to make money. In Stanford, we got Kevin Kerr, editor of Resource Trader Alert. Kevin, I was, looking over your notes: wheat, corn, soybeans, oil, gold, sugar, and orange juice. Read your comments on each one. We can end this interview right now. You're bullish on every commodity.
Pretty much, on those grains especially.
All right, start with wheat. What are the fundamentals?
Well, we've had some ugly fundamentals for that market. I mean, if you look at the weather around the world, from China to Australia and in the U.S., we have problems with that crop everywhere, and demand is ramping up. With China, this always comes into the picture here. China is going to have huge demand for wheat, and the crop is just not there. And, going forward, it's really going to depend on demand, but this market is solidly, has been higher, but we still see more upside potential.
And corn, everything, it pulled back last week because everybody's planting so much corn. So they're planting a lot of corn to make room for to do the ethanol, but that takes away from soybeans, which is bullish for soybeans, but you're also bullish on corn because of the ethanol, right, even though they are planting a lot of it.
Yeah, regardless of the opinion on ethanol, and I have my own, it's here to stay for a little bit anyway. I mean, we're seeing 10% ethanol at the pump, and that is driving corn prices, and we will have these wild swings, but notably it's going to be higher probably next year.
Lots of potential upside. What's the most of, does it go above $4?
Well, it's been up there, and, we think $4.50. But then when you start to get to those levels, Joe, what happens is the input costs just starting to get too high. Yeah. And a lot of these farmers, the input costs, the seed, the fertilizer, everything else becomes, just obscene. And a lot of farmers are already switching to growing more beans or thinking about it for the biofuel aspect, and that's probably where we're going to go from here.
And then beans are $8. They've been, I remember the Hunt boys cornered that market. They've been in the teens, right, a couple of times.
Yeah, the old saying, beans in the teens, potential is there for that, but, slow and steady wins the race. I think if we see 9, 10, 11 cent beans, we'll be on our way, but that's a little ways off.
And you're looking for 75 on oil. We're almost there, right?
Yeah, we breached that 70-40 level. That's a key technical level. Again, this could go either way. I'm telling people on my blog that the basic thing is 75 is a key technical and psychological level. If we don't get some stormy weather in the Gulf, or we don't have more terrorist activity, and that's a double-edged sword because that can be bearish as well. So 75 is a key level. All
right, you look for dollar weakness, so you figure gold's going back to 725 or more. Sugar, bullish on sugar because, once again, ethanol.
Yeah, crazy, isn't it, that we look at oil now to drive sugar prices, but this is what the market has been following for a long time, and it's strictly on ethanol. And Brazil now saying they're going to turn 56% of their crop into ethanol. It's bullish for sugar.
And then bullish on orange juice.
Bullish on orange juice. Heading into the high part of hurricane season, we've seen prices come way off. This is one market I really like because prices have come down so much.
Can you buy the CRB in, right?
You can, yeah. I don't typically trade it just because it's a little bit thinner trade market in there, and we trade options, so not really for us.
But there's no inflation. You just scared the heck out of me. All right,
yeah, just pull that out of the inflation.
Yeah, none of this inflation matters.
Yeah, you don't need to eat, Joe.
It's just wage inflation. I don't use any of that stuff. All right, thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Right. Still to come this morning, off to the races. We're going to handicap this morning's June jobs number. And later, 2 presidential candidates are teaming